All right, we got Rafi coming in, and we got Core Deluxe coming in on our music at 3.
Hey, Bo.
We don't have a chef. What's up, man?
We
don't have a chef today.
Yeah. I was just wondering, could you be in 2 places at once?
At once? I think I can do it. I've seen multiplicity.
Okay.
Just got to do the math.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Later.
Like the moves that you're doing on purpose, sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you, pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey!
That's it. Yes, the band sounds great.
That was
later with Jason Suel.
intense.
Awesome stuff. I love it. Yes.
So intense.
You know, you got to get intense when it's like, the dead of winter.
Yeah.
You got to get pumped up.
Saturday night, dead of winter, what are you doing with that blanket?
What?
You're watching us.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Congratulations, you have arrived. What do you do, though? Like dead of winter?
Well, it's weird because, like, this time of season, it feels like we're sick of it. We're over it.
Right.
But we've got, like spring is on the horizon, but even into March, you can get snow.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know.
You don't know.
It's just this weird.
And I
all
always-
the tertiary holidays are packed into this time frame. It's
I
a
always
strange
feel
time.
like that groundhog is a liar. I
Yeah.
gotta say. No matter what the groundhog says, it's not true.
We're still trusting a rodent. Like, this isn't Ratatouille.
All these years,
Like,
all these years later, we haven't elevated past
Yeah, it's-
putting rodents in positions of power. That's what we do.
welcome to the human race, ladies and
Welcome
gentlemen.
to the human race. Absolutely. Welcome to our show. We got a great show lined up for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guess what? One of my favorite folks, Rafi Andonian, is joining us, celebrity historian. He's going to be joining us, and he is going to talk to us about all things. I think we're talking about Valentine's Day, the history behind that, chocolate, Mardi Gras coming up right around the corner, all the things you associate.
I'm wearing my Mardi Gras
Yeah,
pin.
absolutely. So I can't wait for that interview. We got the great band Core Deluxe joining us on the program. They got kind of an animated music video, really fun. You're going to want to stick around for that. Sounds deluxe and delightful. And then down there at our chef's table, we've got, let me see, am I reading this correctly? It looks like a guy named Bo Counts is joining us down there at the chef's table.
Huh.
Bo, what are we doing down there?
Hey Jason, hey Bo. Today we're going to be making one of our favorite cocktails from the New Orleans region, the Sazerac and a Vucare. I like this guy.
Did you recognize that guy?
Yeah, I mean, where'd you find him? He's good.
He was living on the street back there by a dumpster, and I just asked him if he wanted to make cocktails.
He sounds like he knows his stuff.
Yes, he does. And we certainly know our stuff. Stick around. We're going to be having more fun with both Bows. It's happening later. Welcome back, everybody. We've got Rafi Andonian, celebrity historian. You can find him on Zandra TV, on Apple TV with the show Cleo the Muse. And you got books out there. You got all kinds of things. You're so fortunate to have you. Thanks for joining us, Rafi.
Thanks. This is a great time to be here.
Yeah, no doubt. It's the season of love, and I know we're going to get into some Valentine's Day things, but you're also wearing your Mardi Gras colors too, so we're going to talk about all of those things. But let's start with kind of like Valentine's Day. I know it's just passed, but give us some history. What is Valentine's Day all about?
Valentine's Day has a mysterious origin. There are multiple St. Valentines, so it's very difficult to try to say which one's the first one. But what's interesting about Valentine's Day, what we do know, is that it has origins, like many of these holidays do, in pagan festivals from the ancient Roman days, right? And the Catholic Church kind of adopts it eventually, and there's different stories as to what kind of goes beyond it. There's war stories, there's jail stories, love stories. And that's how you kind of have that celebration today. So, of course, brought the little hearts to share some love here on the show.
And you also brought, I got to bring over, I know Bo has some down there, some chocolate as well, which we always associate with Valentine's Day for some reason. But is there any history about like how chocolate weaved its way into being a part of our celebrations?
Well, I would put it in a larger context of gifting, right? Chocolates are kind of seen sweets for your sweets. It's kind of a more recent thing, though. It's not that old to get chocolate. It's some recent decades that we do that. But think about it. When you're doing gifts, you're kind of doing gifts to someone maybe you owe something to in a way, or you expect some kind of reciprocity from.
Right.
And I don't mean owe as in debt, but owe in a in a social kind of way. There's a long history of doing gifts in different situations. Of course, Christmas, diplomacy, we still do that today. All kinds of ways that you have gifts going on. So chocolates are seen as sort of a more recent marketing sort of thing for your sweets.
And you're talking about gifting. Maybe chocolates are something that you do, but also regifting can be a thing, right?
Yeah, well, let's say you don't open those chocolates and you don't like them.
Yeah.
You might, or you think you don't like caramel or something, you're gonna regift it.
Yeah.
Or this that my mom gave me, I don't really like it, so maybe I put flowers in it and give it to my sweetheart, and
Right.
I just
Hope
kind
your
of
mom's not
regifted the
watching.
vase.
Jeez,
Yeah, what if mom's tuned in right now?
she's crying.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, even regifting has a history.
Okay.
Because when you think about, for example, a lot of American Indian groups in North America, especially sort of from the southeast and up to the northeast, had a tradition of gifting in diplomacy, but then there was an expectation that you were going to take care of it for a certain period of time and then re-gift it. So the longevity of that gift had some sort of value because it wasn't as commodified as we think of gifts.
Yeah.
So re-gifting has a tradition and a history as well. So that's how you have to kind of think about it is, again, gifting is often trying to get a favor from each other, whether it's in the business world, the personal world, or the diplomatic world.
Yeah. You brought these beautiful flutes as well.
That's
Tell me about
perfect
this.
for love, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. Now you're there with your sweetheart. You're gonna have the chocolates. I even brought the strawberry chocolates.
I know
Is
you
there
did.
a gift of like a cruddy
So-
wedding gift that you guys got? And you're like, here you go.
That's right. And you have the strawberry chocolates with the champagne would be perfect, right?
Yes.
I mean, what's better than on Valentine's Day? Strawberry chocolate and champagne.
Yes, this is beautiful. These are the most beautiful champagne glasses I've ever
That's
seen.
silver. That's real silver.
Oh, I don't know if I should be touching
Now
it.
that was a wedding gift. So
Okay.
see, that's another one that maybe we can regift if we
If that doesn't work out.
doesn't work out.
You also brought something that I'm really interested in, this piece right here. And we were talking about kind of like, it's the season of love and how everybody in our society really can use a little bit more love. Who doesn't want love? What does that have to do with this piece?
Well, I think in our society today, we often struggle with finding love for each other. A lot
Yeah.
of polarization, a lot of, this and that. I think that what we can do is try to be more constructive and expand the tent. And one of the things that's great, this is a U.S. quarter.
Sure.
They are actually quarters. They don't really look like silver, but they look like they are actually quarters because they're just not circulated.
Right.
George Washington's on the front. He came up with rules for civility. You can look this up. If you go to Mount Vernon, which is his home, Mount Vernon's website, mountvernon.org, and look up rules of civility, you will find George Washington's rules of civility, how to act in civil society. But what's really cool to me is the quarter on the other side, this last year, had various historic women on it. And to me, what that says is that there's room for both, that there's room for George Washington and for historic women, that there is two sides to the coin and they both have space together rather than dividing and separating. And that to me speaks to the love that we need to share for each other and understanding and acceptance.
Yeah, it's all about love, absolutely. And I know, too, we got Mardi Gras coming up. Bo's going to make us some cocktails in a little bit that are going to be delicious, I'm sure of that. But Mardi Gras, what is some history around that? It means Fat Tuesday, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And I came dressed for Mardi Gras
Look at
with
you.
the Mardi Gras colors,
Yeah.
the yellow, purple, the two of the Mardi Gras colors.
Yeah.
And Mardi Gras was really a season, of course, to have gluttony, the Fat Tuesday.
Fat, yeah.
Right? And it's really a season that precedes it. It culminates with Fat Tuesday.
Right.
Before you go into Lent, where you're going to, cut
Abstain.
back.
Right,
abstain.
yeah.
Now, another term you often hear from Mardi Gras, the Carnival.
Yes.
Right? If you trace the origins of that in Latin, what Carnival it kind of means is removing meat. And that's often what you do. Carne, right?
yeah.
So when you
I
think and
never
I took
thought of
Latin in
that.
college, that's how I know that.
Yeah.
And so what happens is then now you're looking at abstaining again because the concept in either direction, either word that you use is coming up down there. And one more thing about Mardi Gras. In Louisiana, in South Louisiana especially, where you had the sugar colonies, what often happened for Mardi Gras season, it was an off season from farming, so they would come in from the farms around into the French Quarter. In that time frame, they would not just do the Mardi Gras festivities, but they do christenings, weddings, birthday parties, because they're now in from the fields, and now they just get all that stuff done. So it's really a series of parties that starts for a couple of months, and the festivals for the last couple of weeks that take place. That's what Mardi Gras is. And I've actually been in a Mardi Gras parade, believe it or not. I've actually participated in one through family connections. And I was down there running a race, having drinks, of course, as we were doing the race in New Orleans.
You've done it all, man. Celebrity historian Rafi Andonian. Okay, so Bo, I got to pose you a question because I know you're down there and you're thinking, Fat Tuesday, we got to cut out meat. What is this all we're talking about? Do you ever struggle with maybe any restrictions?
You know, it's kind of a modern American approach to these old pagan holidays is you cut out all the stuff you don't want to do and just do the fun stuff. So Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, and then you go, who needs Lent? And you throw that out. You know, I'm giving up Lent for Lent. And just more Mardi Gras, thanks.
Well, keep enjoying those chocolates down there. Rafi, thanks so much. I think that was a great history lesson about a multitude of things. Will you come back sometime? We're so fortunate to have you today.
Will do it.
Love to have you back. Yeah, you got to check him out. What's the website again?
CelebrityHistorian.com.
That's the place. You can find out more about Rafi and what he's doing. Stick around. We got more fun happening later.
Celebrating 10 seasons all year long on Later with Jason Suel. Our musical guest brought to you by Walton Arts Center. Walton Arts Center, presenting the West Street Live series.
Yeah! Down here at our chef's table, Rafi's sticking around, Bo's
And
here.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
still here.
You're still here.
And I'm making my favorite thing, alcoholic beverages.
Yum, yum.
So
What
yeah.
are you doing?
Well, you know, we were talking Mardi Gras. We're on the cusp of Mardi Gras.
Right.
It's Fat Tuesday-ish time, and New Orleans is well known not just for that, but for their cocktails. They have a rich, deep cocktail history, and I thought we would make two of the most iconic New Orleans cocktails: the Sazerac and the Vucare. A lot of people don't know that there is a Sazerac rye whiskey.
There
Yeah,
is,
it's
oh.
not just a drink. It's actually a spirit. I think originally named after a cognac.
So is the drink named after this particular spirit? Or
Yes.
No? Okay, it is.
So
they used it?
The tale goes
Oh.
in 1838, Antoine Peychaud, who is the inventor of Peychaud's bitters, which is again a New Orleans invention, invented this cocktail. He
Okay.
was an apothecary, and it was based around and named after his favorite brandy at the time, because cognacs and brandies were really big. But of course, the
History and
United
alcohol, two things that I really like.
Oh, there you go. But really, it's kind of like a New Orleans riff on an old fashioned. And a Vucare, or excuse me, a Sazerac, we're making a Vucare second.
Right.
Is really
Have you already
interesting.
had a little Vucare or Sazerac?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
It's a different cocktail because, you know, it's not a stirred cocktail. It's just simply a built cocktail.
Okay.
You know, you chill your glass. You only need two ingredients. You need your Sazerac and a little bit of herb saint. So absinthe was actually banned in the United States for a long time, but herb saint is actually produced in New Orleans in that
Okay.
area, and it was kind of like an anise forward, high proof spirit. So much like a old fashioned, you'd get your sugar cube, boink,
Yep.
and then you'd get some
Bitters on
Peychaud's
that.
bitters, yeah, boink, 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 about 4 dashes of that.
4 boinks.
4 boinks.
You get in trouble for that in some states, I hear.
You do. I forgot my muddler today. It's in my bag, but you just mash up that sugar cube
Okay.
down in there while this glass is chilling, okay? So you get that. That's getting going. You get an ounce and a half of your rye, Sazerac rye. Get that in there. Get that all nice and blended up. Stir that up while you're chilling your glass.
Right, glass is still chilling.
So yeah, you're wanting that glass to be chilled. You're incorporating that sugar. You're incorporating that bitters into the rye. And then once that's good and incorporated, you dump your ice. And then you get a little bit of the herb saint.
Okay.
And then you just do a rinse, right?
Right.
You just get it in the glass. And then you pour that out. So,
So that's all you have.
That's all
right?
you
Just
have.
a little essence.
and then you pour that in there like that. You can add a big cube. I kind of like adding a big cube. Normally you'd serve it up.
It looks fancy, right?
And then you give it a little lemon twist here. Get your favorite peeler, get some of that oil, and then you express that over there. Boom, boom. Give it a little wipe skis.
Yes.
And then boom.
Boom.
It's easy. It's
There
a
it is.
Sazerac.
That's beautiful.
Here, yeah, absolutely.
You can have that one. And
you.
then the one that I like the most
Yeah,
is
the
what I'm going to make
Vucare,
for Rafi.
Yeah.
Vucare was made about 100 years later.
Okay.
So think 1938, you know, it's the roaring 30s.
What are we gonna make here?
What are we gonna make? But this one is actually a stirred cocktail. So you would use, you know, you're gonna use the same Sazerac, but you're gonna split the base with cognac, like we talked about, another favorite down there. So you would use 3/4 of an ounce of each. So you're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of your cognac.
You're so knowledgeable about this, and I think our audience is becoming to appreciate how much you know about alcohol. We sit here, we wax poetic, we mumbo jumbo lingo, talk about things. Then you get down here, and you're like, here's the history.
And
of
it's all
everything.
it's all
the
science.
story
Yeah.
behind
It's
each
all
of them.
science. So then you get another kind of famous French liqueur that was popular. It was brought over. It's called Dom Benedictine. So it's
Okay.
very herbal. It's going to bring a lot of interesting sweet but herbaceous flavors to that party. You want half an ounce of that guy right there. So you got your 3/4, you got your 3/4, you got your half, and then you're going to add a little bit of sweet vermouth.
Oh, sweet vermouth. Okay.
Sweet vermouth. And so this is going to be another one of those 3/4. So it's kind of an easy cocktail once you get the measurements right. 3/4, 3/4, 1/2.
Remind me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you've told me before that you need to keep vermouth chilled. Is that right?
Once you open your vermouth, it is a fortified wine. Put that sucker in the fridge.
Yeah, because I always
Otherwise-
leave it sitting out, and you're like, Jason, don't do
Yeah, that dusty martini rossi, throw that away.
Right.
Get yourself a good bottle, something like Carpano Antica Formula. Once you pop it, put it in the fridge. It's only going to last a few weeks, like maybe a month tops.
Right.
But then you're going to want to use it. So we hit it with the couple of dashes of bitters.
Okay.
This is Angostura bitters. You should always have some of this in your house. And then a couple of dashes of the Peychaud's, which is fantastic. Then we'll just use that same ice that we use.
Why not?
That has some of that herb saint in
Yeah,
it
there you got it.
because it's going to be delicious. And then we're gonna big ice it. So get your glass there, stir.
I need a big ice mold. I think that's the one
Yeah.
thing I'm missing every time you make a drink for us.
And
Quite the strainer.
well, I forgot my strainer. It's actually in my bag across the studio, and I don't want to get it. So
Yeah. Who does?
Beautifully done.
Yeah.
I like
there
that.
you go.
Manual and
And then same thing, another lemon twist, and you're gonna have the most delicious bouquet you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, there it
So
is.
here we go, Mardi Gras, boom, in full effect.
Happy Mardi
And
Gras. Happy
beautiful
New
once
Orleans.
again.
Cheers, Rafi.
Cheers.
Thanks, Bo.
You're welcome, guys.
Awesome stuff, man. So now, remind us again, before we shoot off to break here, remind us again,
Incredible.
pinpoint, where can folks find you down there?
23 North Block, right next to Hugo's, right off the downtown square, 107-year-old basement, pinball cocktail, good
Cheers.
time. If you catch us and we're not busy, we can educate you. We can teach you about all this stuff. We're not just goofs,
We're not-
you know?
Yeah.
Until we have enough of these.
Yes, he's got all the knowledge
delicious.
and all the spirits. Find him at Pinpoint. But stick around, we got more fun happening later. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Later with Jason Suel. Remember, you can find us out there on your social media platforms or send us an email over at laterwithjasonsuel.com. Before we leave, we've got to thank the amazing Rafi Andonian for joining us on the program this evening.
And don't forget Core Deluxe for those sweet jams.
Yes, and we can't not thank the amazing Bo Counts for these drinks, right? Absolutely. Thanks, Bo. Yes, cheers, everybody. That's our show. We'll see you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.